A lot of people join staff and they're just fired up. They want to do these racy topics, they want to do these hard-hitting issues, they want to get those juicy details and cover all of these topics that they feel like they can't talk about in school. And while that's important, and while we don't work to censor those topics, what I've kind of grown doing the last few years is just that responsibility and being able to tell when something's newsworthy and how we can cover it in a responsible way. We had a in-depth section that I led last year on marijuana, and instead of just doing the racy side of things where we're just talking about all the things we didn't think we could say in school, we worked to cover both sides of the issue. We were interviewing police officers, we were interviewing people that were leading the Show Me Cannabis advocacy group in Missouri to legalize marijuana. We went to debates, we were looking at reliable sources on the internet and figuring out how we can cover this topic in a way that means something to readers, that isn't just going to be immediately dismissed as trying to preach at them, and that takes all sides of the issue into account. And last summer I went to the Al Newharth Free Spirit and Journalism Conference, and I learned a lot of those tools and what things are protected as free speech, why it's so important to have free speech in schools, and why it's important to fight for it. So this year, the Neshenemy High School event happened where an advisor was being punished, an editor-in-chief was being punished because they refused to use the word Redskins in their newspaper, which was the school mascot. So I kind of led the charge to write this editorial at our school about how we were standing up with them and why it was so important to be able to protect their rights. They weren't doing anything wrong and they weren't abusing their free speech. It was just the school overstepping. And a lot of times that freedom just gets stepped on because people don't know what their rights are. So we wanted to point out what their rights are, point out that we were standing up with them and give them support through that. It's something it's an issue that's grown to be really important for me and near to my heart. And every day when we're making those decisions in newspaper about what we're covering and how we can cover it, it's being responsible, and it's also knowing that we do have the freedom to cover those things, and that if we do it well, that it's going to start a valid conversation and it's not going to cause the problems that everyone's so afraid of high schoolers causing.